Hello everybody and welcome to another puzzle challenge video with chessuniversity.com. This is Ryan Murphy presenting today's puzzle challenge. Before we get to the new puzzle, I do want to go over the solution to yesterday's. So we're going to quickly start with that. And as you can see on the screen, it's white to play in this position because we've oriented it from the white perspective, and it's white to play and find the best move. This was yesterday's puzzle. If you want a moment to solve it yourself, if you haven't seen it already, please do that now and pause the video. Otherwise, I will just show the answer. It's a pretty quick one. So yeah, this was the end of a game played in one of the tournaments that my Chess Academy hosted online. And the best move here is actually checkmate in 1. It's just a very nice pattern. Queen takes h6 with the king in the corner. The bishop guards the g8 square and the queen covers all the other surrounding squares, so this is checkmate. And that is actually how the game ended. So very efficient way to win. Good to know your basic mate in 1 patterns. And with that one covered, let's now move on to our new position. So this one's going to be black to play and find the best move. If you want to make an official guess, I guess you could say, at the solution of the puzzle, please visit the link I'll put in the YouTube description, which will take you to chessuniversity.com on the blog post where this puzzle will be hosted. And if you put your answer there and you get it right before we put up the solution tomorrow, you can get rewards points on your account. So if that interests you, please do check out that link. Otherwise, I'm going to go back to the start of this game and show how we got here. It was played, it was a casual 3+2 blitz game I played against a friend. I was playing black. And yeah, let's see how the game developed. So this one was a Sicilian. Queen to c7. And a4 was a move that surprised me because I've never faced this move before. I've definitely seen the pawn go to a3 before, to stop ideas of like bishop b4 in certain positions, but a4 is seen in a lot of other types of Sicilians. Like there's lines in the Najdorf where after a6 a4 gets played, but I don't know. Didn't strike me as like super theoretical, so I just played a6, covers any knight b5 jump, and yeah, I could still go b6, bishop b7, so it's not entirely without point. Perhaps there's a more useful move here, though. Probably knight f6 is more useful, because a4 can be kind of seen as a loss of time. Not sure. a6 was played, though. g3, knight to f6, bishop g2. And now I played something a little bit aggressive, because it's a blitz game. Played h5. Trying to go h4, h3 in some cases. White responded with h4 himself, and then that gave me the opportunity to put the knight on g4. And it'll be very difficult to remove this knight because f3 is always going to be running into queen takes on g3 with check, so that's not possible. So white took on c6 here, bc6. This exchange of pieces seems to help black because now it's a lot easier to play the move d5 for black. There's a lot of support on that square. So I'm not sure if taking on c6 should have been played unless there was a concrete follow-up. But here white decided to go after this knight. And of course I could try to move the knight. I don't have to give up a pawn by allowing white to take here twice. But honestly, if you're going to play h5 and be super aggressive like this, it's a bit like a chicken to move the knight away at this point. And it's just inconsistent. So I played d5, trying to play for the initiative, arguing that if white goes after this pawn, they're going to be without a light square bishop with a lot of light square weaknesses. And also, like in this concrete position, if white had taken the pawn, I was going to play the move e5 and then play d4 and use this to grab space. And with 2 bishops and really good center, I thought black was doing quite well here. So white did not take the pawn. Although it's kind of strange, like if you're going to take on g4 and give up the bishop, I would have thought that taking a pawn would have been the primary idea. But instead, white first took on d5, played cd, and then white castled. This makes some sense. Gotta get the king safe. Now bishop b7 was played, trying to exploit the fact that these light squares are not guarded by much. Rook e1 was played. Now there's a pin down the e-file, so that's something I gotta keep in mind. And for some reason in this game I was constantly worried about castling long, but honestly I think I should have thought it as a perfectly safe thing to do. While I don't have a lot of pawn cover on the queen side, it's not that easy for white to open the position on the queen side. And I do have a lot of play on the other side of the board. So, yeah, probably I shouldn't have been as afraid of castling long as I was, because I ultimately avoided it completely. So I played bishop c5 here, but castling long is fine. The nice thing about bishop c5 is it meets the threat of knight takes d5 with the counter idea of going for this using the pin. That's why I played bishop c5. So it's using a threat to prevent the opponent's threat. And this is actually a mate, like it's a forced mate. If here, you just directly checkmate in one, and if king h1, you have a different checkmate with rook takes h4. And again, this is one of those like benefits again of like being willing to sacrifice the h pawn as you open the h file for the rook. Anyway, so bishop f4 was played. That kills my queen takes g3 idea. But simply I played queen c6 here, and I just wanted to have a battery on the long diagonal. Black finally takes the pawn on g4, which I still think is the thing they should have done. I mean, it makes sense. If you're going to give up the bishop, might as well grab the pawn. And here, again, I played sort of a chicken move. I played king f8, just defending the pawn. And this gave White a moment of opportunity to consolidate themselves a bit. If they had found the move bishop e5, and then I defend the pawn either with rook h7 or rook g8, say rook g8. The point is actually to try to neutralize my bishop. And as we know, when your opponent has a bishop pair, if you can trade one of them off, this usually makes life a lot easier. So this would have been a good thing to do. But instead of that, rook a to d1 was played, and now it's our starting position with black to play and win. So if you can spot the continuation here, that'd be really great. And I'll see everyone tomorrow for another puzzle challenge. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.